Good morning. We are working on Pratyahara. So this is going to be your fifth limb of yoga, and it's really an extension of the breath you were working on yesterday, right? In following the breath, that builds concentration. Eventually it builds meditation. But initially it's just that active withdrawing from the details of your day, right? From all the activities of life. And so really working on, again, pranayama as we get moving today, following the breath to the top, following the breath to the bottom. And just like pranayama isn't simply breath, it's breath control. Same here. It's mastery of your senses, mastery of the mind. And again, they call it a practice for a reason, so maybe there's no mastery today. Don't worry about it. We're going to start gently in your child's pose. So as you come onto your knees, you can take them as wide as feels good. Hips sink, they don't always get to the heels. Maybe you have a bolster or a couch cushion underneath your bum. Right? But ideally you're letting your forehead rest on something. If that's a block, again, a pillow, your palms, maybe. You want to come back just to a few moments of stillness, letting maybe a little bit of stretch work through the quads, your knees, your hips here. Simple act of letting your mind turn inward. Easiest way to do that, right, is with breath, with your asanas, activating your physical body. So starting to fill up on breath, expand the ribs, expand the belly. Let yourself begin to really sink as you exhale. We're going to stick with something a little more gentle, a little slower this morning or afternoon, depending on when you're taking your practice. But allowing yourself to move slowly back to tabletop, finding your palms underneath the shoulders. You're going to take a moment to fan the fingers. We squeeze strength into often the hips or the shoulders. You want to find a little bit of rinse of strength in the wrists. Right? So a longer breath in to start to work towards cow. And we're going to linger here for 3. So you have plenty of time to soften the shoulders, to rinse a little bit of strength down the spine, drawing the belly in, rinse through the sacrum. You're going to draw one more breath right up the front line of your body, reach it all the way through the chin, and then exhale, begin to round for cat. 3-ish. You can tuck the chin. It might feel good to tuck the bum, maybe press a little from palms and the tops of your feet. Again, work a little closer into the low back sacrum, and we'll start to move with breath, inhaling to your cow and exhaling cat. 2 more cycles, moving with your own breath, just trying to smooth out all the little kinks. Maybe it's in the body, maybe the kinks are in the breath. If it feels good to move a little through the hips, there's plenty of space today. But as you find your cow, one more breath in. Curl the toes so that as you exhale, come up and back, downward facing, landing here. You can let the posture do a little more of the work this afternoon. Settling into the shoulders, feeling them rinse a little bit away from the ears. Feel your head drop a little heavier. So we want to move slower so that you get a chance to feel your body, you get a chance to use your body, every little nook and cranny of it. Slight bend in the knees, feeling your sits bones drive a little towards the sky, and we'll begin to reach your right foot. 3-legged dog. You can peel the hip open. Maybe you're bending the knee. Maybe this morning you're drawing circles in the sky. Maybe it feels good to wiggle the toes or even to reach that right leg over to the sidewall. You have so much space to explore. So whatever's working you into a little more breath, a little more sensation in the body, go for it. Be super generous this morning and take a big reach. And as you exhale, knee towards the nose, step through low lunge. You're going to rinse into the hips. You're going to lengthen the spine. We'll breathe your right fingers to the sky as you reach open. 3. No forcing, just like you settle into your first down dog. Maybe that first child's pose. Allow for the same to happen here. You're going to breathe through reach. This time we're sweeping those left fingers up to follow, little crescent lunge, bum tucks under, back heel stays lifted, find that buoyancy. A little bit of that cow, heart opener, throat opener to reach, fill up, and as you exhale, fold to drop palms, left foot steps forward. Ragdoll, 3. You can take some movement here. It might feel really good to sway a little side to side, to rock the weight into the balls of your feet, your heels, any which way, but drop your head heavier. Exhales, drop the shoulders, your jaw. Let all of the facial muscles start to soften, all of the little muscles that wrap around your skull. Some of that tension, let it evaporate. And as you release the arms, if they're bound, toe, heel, feet underneath, you inhale to a long spine. Exhale, release, fold. All the way to standing. Breath in. 3. You might reach a little up and over, a little side to side, but start to press the hips. Activate those powerful legs. You're going to root down through the feet, reach back to neutral. And Uttanasana, fold. Pause. Inhale, flat back. And we'll step the right foot behind you. Low lunge, pause, squeeze around the hip joints. You're gonna level them, square them up, reach fingers, lengthen the spine. A little bit of heart opening here. Shoulders are gonna roll down just as we did, sweep up through crescent. Long breath in, 3-ish. Find the buoyancy. Add a little strength in the back leg. That back knee can be up or down, but just like cow, a little heart opener, throat opener, reach. And exhale, drop palms, this time 3-legged dog. Left leg is kicking up and back. Peeling open, finding any space that feels good. Start to notice what feels good. It's a practice in and of itself. Notice what's getting you to breathe. Notice if it feels a little more like encouragement, because there's a little bit of work, or maybe there's a little bit of allowance. You have room to breathe. Filling up to reach. And exhale, release, downward facing dog, 3. Again, let the pose, let the breath do a little bit of the work here as you start to notice what's there. So instead of adding work and adding, start to support what you have already happening in the body. Maybe it's refanning fingers, shifting some of the work into the legs, taking some of that stress out of the shoulders. Fill up one more breath, and as you exhale everything out, look up your mat, walk or jump. Front of your mat, toes touch, lengthen. Remember, come back to breath first. Exhale, fold. And when you're ready, breathe all the way to standing. This time as you reach, hold on to that reach, but we're going to sink Utkatasana hips. So hips are way back, just like that first ragdoll. If it feels good to move hips up and back and side to side, find that buoyancy. You're going to roll the shoulders down, take one more reach, and then Uttanasana, fold. Inhale to lengthen, and step back, high plank. Chaturanga through low, knees are up or down. Breath in to open the heart like cow, throat opener, downward facing. This time as you settle into your down dog, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. If you're newer to the practice, then maybe you skip that. You wait to close your eyes until you found Warrior One. But otherwise, go ahead and close your eyes. So it's not about what it looks like. I want you to start to feel your way through the body. Feel your way through this practice. Right foot steps, root down. We're going to take Warrior One. So slower as you feel yourself reach towards the sky. You're going to feel yourself come into hips, just as active as we do in that low lunge, feeling the back heel root down. Starting to feel your inhales lengthen up the spine. Exhales are going to roll the shoulder blades down. And just like cow, there's a little opening of the heart, of the throat, too. And then we'll slowly peel open Warrior Two. Let yourself wiggle feet and wobble a little, right? Eyes are closed. Feeling your way into that expansion, following the breath as you reach out. Maybe a little contraction as you exhale. Inhales might find a little bit of lift. Exhales, feel the breath start to root down. Feeling yourself flip the palms and reverse the warrior. You might linger a breath to find more balance. And exhale, feel yourself windmill palms to the floor. Feel the palms root. High plank as you step. Feel the strength of your legs as you chaturanga low. Feel your heart open, feel the throat open. And then down dog, let it go. Get a good breath in and a good breath out. Left foot steps, eyes are closed, so feel that rooting down with breath. You're reaching. Feel the reach. Take time to feel every little thing that you're doing. Feel the shoulders roll down, right? What are those automatic movements? What did you start to do? Can you slow it down? Can you bring your mind to meet that back heel, the outer edge of the back foot, like silly putty squishing into your mat? Right, feel all of the breath. Feel how you're using it, or maybe not just yet. And then we'll open to warrior two. Feel yourself expand across the front of your heart. Maybe feel that little contraction between the shoulder blades, rhomboids. Feel yourself creating space. Maybe you're rolling shoulders down. Maybe you're engaging the elbows, right? What are you doing? What are you creating? Not by how it looks, but how it feels. Take one more generous breath cycle. And then feel yourself flip the palms. Feel what that's like in the shoulder, and then reverse the warrior. And take a slow exhale to release to find the mat. Feel your mat. Feel the toes plant. Feel the strength of the body as you come through low plank. Feel the breath move. The length of the spine as you open. Nice job. Exhale, downward facing dog. Get a good breath in and a good breath out. Right foot's gonna step, low lunge. You can move with your eyes closed or open. We're gonna lower the back knee down to meet the mat and press the top of your foot. So as you engage a little strength through the back leg, you can stay here or lift the knee a little. Keep fingers on mat, blocks. For a moment, as you start to sink the hips, draw them forward. So you're squeezing into that left glute, drawing the stretch through the front of the hip, and with breath again, like cow, draw the stretch up the front line of your body. 3, a little stretch through the throat. 2, stretch one more breath in. Exhale simply releases the back knee. Staying with this heart opener, you might start to move the blocks or tented fingertips a little towards the hips as hips sink, somewhere between almost pyramid camel-esque, rolling the shoulders down. You might be inclined to interlace hands behind you. Take palms to heart. If you feel a little bit sturdy here, you might go so far as to close your eyes and feel your way back to some more powerful breath. If you feel as though you're cutting the breath off as you open the throat, keep adjusting. Come gently back. Privilege the breath first. You're going to follow it all the way to the top of the breath in. Let your mind follow the breath all the way down to the bottom. And if your eyes are closed, gently open, release the palms and curl the toes. 3-legged dog, kicks up and back. If you want to flip your dog, you can. If you flip your dog, you're going to set up those bridged legs, i.e. feet are below the knees. Glutes are strong as you press to open reach. One more generous breath. And as you exhale, drop the palm. We'll come back to lace fallen triangle. Right leg laces under. 3. Left fingers are reaching to the sky and that back heel drops. 2. And as you come back to find palms downward facing, press hips and we'll step the opposite forward. Foot forward, low lunge. Remember, we're bringing the back knee down gently. We're going to press the top of your back foot into your mat, and as you sink the hips, you're squeezing into those biscuits. Lift the heart. You can stay here as you start to lift your knee a little so that you're drawing the stretch up the front of your quad, up the front of your hip. You can take hands to hips, hands to blocks. You can interlace. We're going to start to lift the chin a little, opening the throat, opening the heart, building that baby back bend that's going to come from you rolling the shoulders down. A lot going on here. You're going to keep engaging the hips as they sink a little. You're drawing them forward, same as we do in up dog, cobra, right? That same action. Stay. One more breath, lower the knee, and we're going to keep working that heart opener. So it's a little bit of a challenge to maintain that steady, comfortable breath, not just body, right? Not just physical posture. Steady, comfortable mind. Let that mind of yours follow either sensation or the breath all the way to the top and all the way to the bottom. For 2. Yeah, let your shoulders drop one more time. And release to find palms, curl toes, 3-legged dog, press up and back, 3-legged. Or you might work that flip dog, peeling open for 3. Toes are facing directly in front of you, shoulders are rolling down again. Heart opener, throat opener. If you're here, you're gonna take one more breath wherever you are, and we're gonna drop the palms to peel all the way, lacing fallen triangle. Lifted leg comes underneath you, back heel drops, and we're gonna reach. Maybe it's more of a wild thing, right? Reach, follow the breath, follow the body, notice what feels good, really go for it. One more breath, and then exhale, come gently back. Nice job. Right knee's gonna come up your mat for half pigeon. Knees in line with the hips. You can stay lifted. If it felt really good to take that back bend, you might move palms by the hips and keep rocking it. Otherwise, take the fold. You can bring a cushion or block or even a book or something underneath your heart, your forehead, your hip. Remember those little bits of surrender. Follow the exhales. You can let go of Ujjayi breath for a moment. And let yourself really sink. 8, 7. Softening your jaw. Maybe a little bit of horse breath, especially if you're holding tension in your jaw, your face. We spend a lot of time making facial expressions in our day and in our practice, so that might feel particularly good. But otherwise, just 3 or 4 of the best breaths you've given yourself all day long. Notice how you're aware of your toes. Maybe a little bit of heat in the body. Maybe it feels like energy, little tingles. Right? Consciousness radiating throughout the body, drawing you inward. So as you gently find your palms and start to move, maybe just through tabletop. You can rock a little 3-legged dog there. You could take whatever you need to get yourself towards the other side. Left knee's coming up your mat for half pigeon. And all the breath, all the work, all of that heart opening, throat opening, balancing of breath to get here, that invite of the mind to draw towards the body and out of your day. You're still watching the breath, still feeling the breath all the way to the top. Maybe you're building in little pauses there now, following the breath all the way to the bottom. Maybe you sink there before you take that next breath in. But it's this turning inward, right, that starts to build concentration, starts to build meditation. Liberation from those obstacles in our day. Notice you're not thinking about what you're going to make for dinner necessarily, or what you're up to for work, laundry. You're just in the moment. That's what we're looking for. So keep it that simple. 3, 2. And keeping hold of this little bit of stillness, move yourself through neutral space. We're going to move to child's pose. When you're ready, knees come wide, just like we started. Hips heavy, heart heavy, head heavy, jaw heavy. Letting this be your final resting pose. allowing yourself for just a few breaths to sink a little bit deeper, to let go of your practice, not just your day. You can let go of Ujjayi breath. And so with as much intention as we tend to move through this practice, I invite you to move through the rest of your day, even if it's just moving yourself off to bed, as you come gently through table to a comfortable seated position. Whether you sit on a block or cushion or not, still placing ourselves on purpose. Feeling the weight of your shoulders drop, jaw drop, weight of your day drop for a moment as you bring palms to heart center. Gratitude. It's so easy to focus on the things that aren't going well, haven't gone well, but there's plenty of things that are working in your favor. So remember those. As you move your thumb knuckles to forehead center with respect, together we bow and we say, Namaste. So as always, with love, we'll see you tomorrow. Toodles.